All right, I have with me Spencer Price, the CEO of Halla, now a part of Windshop, and we're going to get into that, Spencer. But it's been a while since we caught up. We've been writing about you guys, I think, since 2018. We wrote a first article about you guys since then, and you guys have changed a lot since then.
We have changed a lot since then, yes.
I think the first article we wrote was, I think we said something like, guys, actually put it down here. You guys were focused on, first of all, you're called Halla IO, I think, at that point. I think it changed over time. And you were very much focused on being a personalized recommendation platform based on a lot of different data points. I still think that's a lot of that's pretty true, but you guys did evolve since that time.
Yeah, so 2018 was a transitional period. We had developed this, as you said, well, a personalized recommendation engine centered on food and beverage products. And we had a mobile app that would recommend restaurants and even specific dishes from those menus to users or groups of users with varying taste preferences, dietary restrictions, etc. And that was 2017 to 18. But Amazon acquired Whole Foods in 2017, sent grocers into this innovation frenzy. There was a demand for us to gut the tech from the app, license it B2B, and
Huh.
we ended up sunsetting the mobile app. Feels like a lifetime ago now. And all we've done is deploy personalized recommendations, search, and substitutions for online grocers.
I didn't know that that had such a big impact. It makes sense in retrospect, the acquisition of Whole Foods by Amazon. But like you said, there was this frenzy and a wake up call to existing grocers, and that sent you in a completely different direction.
I think the main driving force for grocers to want to look at this type of tech back then, well before COVID accelerated the adoption of online grocery, was that Amazon generates over 1/3 of all of its product sales revenue from their recommendation. You may also like, customers also bought product suggestions. And grocers do not have a passive piece of AI that drives 1/3 of their sales. And that is what we enable grocers to do. We give them that competitive weapon to fight back in this World War grocery.
I love that. World War Grocery sounds like a movie. You guys starring you guys, apparently. But I mean, look at the last 18 months, right? I think the world's woken up to AI. It's permeated all the press and the popular consciousness, largely due to the rival, not the rival, but I guess the exposure of things like ChatGPT and generative AI to everyone. Um, it seemed like 6, 7 years ago, a lot of people were building ontologies, had a custom code their AI to get certain outputs. But now with generative AI, you can basically do prompts and get a lot of the same results. And these large language models just keep getting bigger. Can you talk about how your business has changed incorporating large language models and generative AI?
The way that generative AI has taken shape thus far has, of course, been by way of chatbots. Um, One of the things that those, at least from a consumer facing
Yeah.
standpoint, one of the things that chatbot esque technology with LLMs, Gen AI, et cetera, plays into e-commerce at large and potentially grocery down the line is conversational commerce. We don't see that as being a particularly exciting use case, particularly in this category where people are adding usually a couple dozen items to their basket. They're not saying, I need help finding the right sweater that matches these pants. It's a household you're shopping for with different dietary restrictions, taste preferences. And that's where language models don't necessarily perform best. That's where recommender systems have decades of tried and true proven methods. And so that's still a foundational component of our science. However, for one of our solutions, search, LLMs allow for a much more robust level of understanding natural language. So we had our own raw sort of NLP models that we developed in-house a few years ago. We've been fine-tuning, and now we can incorporate some of these open source transformers and LLMs to take our verticalized, rather than a generalist sort of assistant, our verticalized recommender systems and layer them with this cutting edge technology that allows for, generation of synonym lists and a better understanding of things like typos. But the risk with using just Gen AI to try to develop these highly specialized models in a category that's clearly so nuanced and personal is the hallucinations. And I was recommended a beef and banana soup from ChatGPT.
Did you make it?
I did not. It was terrifying, to be honest.
Well, I've been talking to a lot of folks who are in this area of food and beverage that are trying to deploy AI centric solutions. And like you said, a lot of the LLMs have this problem with hallucination. They're oftentimes they're ingesting the world of the broader internet, but they don't necessarily go deep on things like food and beverage. So I've heard, companies that are building special small language models that can couple into large language models. They're doing kind of these transformers that provide the intelligence. Sounds like you guys have your own kind of approach to that, and you're using LLMs as the conversational smart interface that is just so much more savvy than it would have been in the past, and then diving deep into your knowledge set.
Precisely. We are using these new state of the art technologies both as sort of a research platform to understand what we can benefit from and leverage, and also where the watchouts are, like the example I just shared. One thing that you'd imagine might be really nice with some of these, whether it's a small language model specific to what we're doing or using the best of these large language models. One use case that probably strikes you as obvious is groceries got a notoriously dirty data problem. And so maybe there's a way to clean up these product catalogs and inventories and descriptions and attributes. The challenge is you can't run the risk of things like health claims, nutrition facts, or marketing descriptions being completely wrong. And we've seen a lot of inaccuracies in using it for that. So everything we do with LLMs has a human in the loop to make sure that none of those inaccuracies end up facing a user. But by and large, what sets us apart is layering in, like you said, our knowledge base, which is an ontology of every single product, but more than that, the essences of each product. Knowing that orange, for example, is a distinct flavor, it is a product, and it's also a color. And LLMs are not built to have those nuances at play to the level of sophistication that you need them to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it
At
does.
least on their
Yeah,
own.
it does. We did a pre-interview with you guys to hear a little bit more about what you're excited about, and you said circular. You're excited about circular recommendation, and I didn't know what that was. What can you explain what circular recommendation means?
I believe I was referencing the actual weekly circulars that
Okay,
grocers
okay,
use. Those are becoming digitized,
okay.
um, and there's a very big area of opportunity in re-ranking those to basically have a dynamic circular that's tailored to each user that's browsing it. Chances are, if there's 500 products on promo at your local store, there's one in there that you're probably going to be buying anyway, but no one wants to sift through that. And so if we can surface that product that might have a special or a discount or a coupon associated with it to the top of that list, there's much higher engagement rates.
What are you most excited about if you look 10 years down the road and you're building systems that are using technology like AI, and in terms of the grocery shopping experience? What do you think will change the most?
I think that personalization historically took a lot of different shapes, and then they all kind of converged 5 to 10 years ago by having truly individualized browsing experiences on content platforms. Netflix isn't just on an account basis, but within an account, you have a handful of profiles in your household, and each profile sees a completely different set of suggested categories, the titles within those categories, and even different cover art for each one of those titles that's likely to resonate with you as a specific end user. Spotify acquired Echo Nest, and they were able to map out all the different attributes down to subjective metrics like danceability of every single track in their library. And now they have the most robust music recommendation engine in the world, and people love them for that. And I've never left as a result. In online shopping, we're talking about products now, not content. We're a little bit behind these content platforms, but I think in 10 years' time, we will see a very similar thing. And it's going to be even more exciting because if you can give every single shopper their own unique grocery store, that's going to make for both the fastest and most efficient and, of course, most inspiring shopping experience. And we're not there yet, but we have all the rails to get there in a lot less than 10 years. Depends how much grocers want to move quickly.
That's exciting. Going on, getting Mike's grocery store tailored towards me. That's perfect.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about the Windshop deal. You guys got acquired. Exciting news for you in just the last couple months. Halla got acquired by Windshop. What does that mean?
Our biggest channel partner to reach retailers and have our personalization technology directly embedded into an e-commerce platform was with Windshop, and they're the leading provider of e-com platform technology on a white label basis to grocers all over the continent and a handful of international accounts as well. And we've been working with them for a few years. We love the team. We think they have a clearly differentiated product, and they got to know us, our team, and our tech, and it was just a pretty perfect match, to be honest, to have what we've developed baked in as more of a base level set of functionality, as well as being able to offer premium levels of functionality for these grocers that they can opt into if they want. So yeah, about 6 weeks ago, we joined the team. They brought on uh, all the day-to-day Halla personnel. We remain an independent business unit within Windshop, but obviously it's not like there's any walls up. We work with everybody there very well. They put some resources behind us, and yeah, the goal is both to service their existing accounts and future customers as well with the tech we've built and the new stuff we're building.
Well, Spencer, congratulations. I know it was you worked hard for years to build that product and then great opportunity for you. So I'm looking forward to talking more with you in Seattle in June at a Smart Kitchen Summit. How can people find out more about Halla and Windshop?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for the opportunity and the congratulations. You can still find us even though we don't go by holla.io. We're just Halla now at holla.io
Okay.
um, and winshop.com, WYN shop.
Cool. Hey, well, Spencer, thanks so much for spending time with me, man.
Thank you so much, Mike. Look forward to seeing you in June.